A lot of people ask me, what is quantum techniques? Is it magic? Are you psychic? How does it work? And so I'm answering some of those questions today. Quantum techniques is not magic. It is science at its best and based on cold, hard scientific facts. It's a healing method based on muscle testing to find particular frequencies and then using intention to cause those frequencies to change or clear or just be brought to the attention of your body's healing intelligence. What your body can see, it can heal. And I do this by muscle testing for specific frequencies. Well, what is a frequency? If you ask me to give you a pound of brains, I can do that. I mean, it can be done. If you say, give me a pound of mind, I can't do that. The mind is a frequency, and it can be measured, but only as a frequency. Every cell in your body has a frequency. Every virus or pathogen has a frequency. Every toxin, chemical, and heavy metal has a frequency. I can focus on a symptom in your body and then ask your body, what's causing that symptom? Any metal, chemical, virus, or bacteria that is there can be found by the frequency that it emits. Sometimes I find an emotional frequency. Every emotion has a powerful frequency, and it's generated usually by something that you believe that doesn't serve you, or maybe it's a need to protect yourself from being hurt again. It could be anything, and so we muscle test and we ask, what happened to create that perception and those emotions around that? Let's say, for instance, that something happened when I was younger that caused me to feel humiliated. To me, this would have been a very traumatic time. And maybe the message that went to my unconscious mind might have been, I'm so stupid, or everyone hates me. Maybe I then turn on myself with anger and self-hatred. Well, the event passes, and time passes, and I start to feel good again. But something inside still hurts. And then maybe 20 years down the road, something happens in my life that triggers that same type of feeling. And maybe a month later, that place that hurt is really sick and causing me to be miserable. Maybe it's become chronic, and just clearing the emotion isn't enough. So I muscle test and I ask my unconscious to pull up that old file and see if there's something else contributing to that pain. And most often, I find that because the emotional frequency is there and it's being driven by that belief, it's also causing a stagnation of the normal cellular function in that area. And other things begin to stop there and cause pain, just like debris in a drain pipe. Things start to back up, and then more things get stuck in the same area, and pretty soon we have a mess there. So how do I clear that? Well, I use intention. Thoughts and intention. And I always have the expectation that whatever it is that I focus on with intention, the divine will heal. In other words, I am the conduit and the healing is done by the divine. What is intention and how come it makes me heal? Well, right now in today's world, everything that we do is based on the concept of Newtonian physics, which are 300 plus years old. Newton's ideas described a very well-behaved universe of separate objects operating according to fixed laws in time and space. While Newtonian physics worked very well on one level, it doesn't really cover everything. I can work over the phone at a distance, and it works just as well as if you're sitting right in front of me. Time and space don't matter. The new discoveries in quantum physics are indicating that everything is connected. We used to believe that there was a physics of the large and a physics of the small, but according to Lynn McTaggart, we're now understanding that there is one physics. The law of the quantum world are applicable to the world at large, the great big world of visible matter. And those laws suggest that the observer has an effect on reality. And there's evidence that our thoughts have the capacity to change physical matter. And that being the case, we have to rethink almost everything because we've perceived a world based on separation. But the world that is being discovered now is a world of unity, where all things are fundamentally connected at the subatomic level. Right now, kids still learn from an educational model that glorifies the individual and glorifies competition, which in turn glorifies separation. And kids also learn that the world as a scientific entity, the Newtonian vision that tends to color every aspect of our lives, they are taught that they're limited by the five senses, that there's nothing extrasensory. If children were to learn that their thoughts count, that they actually matter, imagine what that might do. Kids are learning from a very early age to be competitive and mean and to think badly of their fellow children. But if they were taught that their thoughts were actually radiating out of their head and affecting things and affecting others, they might be as careful about what they choose to think about as what comes out of their mouth. Lynn McTaggart did several experiments with intention, and she used different audiences around the world where she had pictures of packets of seeds, and these seeds would be lettered A, B, C, and D. And scientists at the University of Arizona had the actual packets of seeds. Well, she let the audience choose which packets that they would focus their attention on, and then they would focus their attention on that packet for those seeds to grow big and strong. And then Lynn would ask the scientists at the University of Arizona to plant the seeds without knowing which packet had been focused on. In every experiment, without fail, the seeds that had been meditated on grew significantly bigger and much faster than the rest of the seeds that were planted, sometimes even twice the size. But the point here is that within the quantum techniques model, or the model of unity, I can change matter by intention. So when I find something that needs to shift in your body as I test, I can use intention, knowing that the divine does the healing, to cause that to change. And then, of course, you have to do your part by making the necessary changes to your diet and environment, by getting rid of anything that tests toxic to your body, because anything toxic is going to block or throw off your treatment and block your healing. I give a code at the end of the treatment to activate the energy points in your body to help clear things, and also because reading it back to yourself with the intention of clearing all that we found magnifies my intention, and you heal more quickly. I hope this little bit of information answers some of your questions about how quantum techniques works, what I do, and you can start your healing journey today by contacting me, Dr. Carolee Johnson, at www.quantumtechniques.com to fill out a session request form. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.